Yep.
All right, so we're gonna go over 5 shoulder exercises for those that have shoulder pain. Now these exercises will help strengthen your rotator cuff and strengthen some of the muscles around your shoulder blade, which help with shoulder pain, or can help reduce your chances of getting a rotator cuff injury down the road. I'm gonna have our friend here, Chad, help us out. So we're gonna go straight through the first exercise. So go ahead and lie down on your left side, Chad. So this one's side lying external rotation. So I'm gonna have Chad lie on his left side. He's gonna keep his hand in by his belly. And the important part here is making sure his shoulder blade is lined up with his ear, right? So we don't want that shoulder to tilt forward, let it rock forward. We don't want that shoulder to tilt forward because you don't get as much range of motion when you come up. So we want to make sure that shoulder blade is set back. And I usually tell people about 25%, you're bringing that shoulder blade back. You don't want to jam it all the way down. So about 25%, bring that shoulder blade back. Start with that on your stomach. You're going to hold that position there in your shoulder blade as you rotate up towards the ceiling. So then you're going to rotate up there and back down. So you see Chad's shoulder isn't moving forward or back. It's kind of staying in one position as he rotates his hand up towards the ceiling. This is a good rotator cuff exercise. And if it feels pretty easy as you go through your sets and reps, you can add a hand weight there. Start off light. Start off about 2 pounds and work your way up. All right, so that's our first exercise. We'll move on to our second one. I'm going to have Chad lay on your stomach with your hand hanging off the side there. So these exercises are more for the shoulder blade as well as the rotator cuff. So you want to get all the way to the edge of the table as Chad is here with his arm hanging off the edge. And what I want to do, we're going to go to eye first. So we're going to go through these in a progression of easiest to hardest. All right. So what we have to do first is we have to bring that shoulder blade down and back across that back. So we're kind of lifting that shoulder away from the table. And then we're going to bring that arm up, back towards your hip. So keep it straight and lift it straight back, doing your eye. Good. And coming up there, and you see how Chad comes parallel to the ground. And then keep that shoulder blade right where it is. So keep engaging that shoulder blade as this arm comes back down towards the floor. Go a little faster. No, down, faster. Okay, there you go. Good. So that's progression number 1. The second one would be going out towards like a V position. So same thing, that shoulder blade comes back and in. Go ahead, reach up and out. Come this way, come down, come down. Come all the way down, come all the way down, come all the way down. Good. Coming up and out this way, kind of in this V position. So the first one was like an I, this one's like a V. And you notice Chad keeps that shoulder up away from that table. His shoulder blade is engaged, and then come on back down. And then the last progression would be go out to a T. So same thing, bring that shoulder blade in and across. Good. And then reach up to a T position. And we want to keep that palm down towards the floor for right now. That's going to give you the most space in that shoulder. It's going to help avoid any pinching in that shoulder. Good, come on down. So again, that progression, you're going to start off with an I, then a V, and then going to a T would be the most difficult of those 3 exercises. All right, moving on to our third one. Go ahead and line your left side again. So this one's going to have a few progressions in it, starting off with basic and moving to more difficult. Both hands out in front for me. So from here, again, you're stacking up on your hips, and if I did this correctly, I want Chad's head up. So bring your head up on this block here. So we want that spine nice and even there. All right, so from here, what Chad is going to do is going to keep that bottom arm still. Top arm is going to come and reach up towards the ceiling. As he does that, his shoulder blade in the back comes back and in. Good. And then he's going to come back down. Now, any of these exercises, if you have pain, you're going to stop before you hit a painful range of motion. So if Chad has pain at the top of his range of motion, come up, and he can get to there before he hits pain, that's where we're going to stop. And then he's going to come back down. Now to make this one a little more difficult, I'm going to give Chad a band. So go ahead and wrap that one around your left hand. And then take hold of the right hand. So we're going to do the same thing. There you go. So start with hands together, yep. Same thing, and then he's going to reach up, and as he reaches up, he'll get that resistance in the band. Good, and then nice and slow on the way down. And the last progression for this one would be doing it standing up. So go ahead and stand up for him. Up in front of the table. Good. So, arms straight out in front. And now from here, same thing. He's going to gently engage the shoulder blades. Good. As this right arm comes out towards the side towards me. You want to make sure that that opposite arm stays nice and stable. Notice how it's not moving. Chad's keeping that perfectly still. And then back in with this one. And back in. Second thing to notice is his shoulders don't get any closer to his ears. He doesn't shrug up. They stay nice and level. Shoulder blades engaged. Give me one more rep. Good. Right there. And relax. Good. So that is exercise number 3. Number 4 is going to be our sword pattern. Go ahead and lay on your back. So this is going to be our sword pattern. So here, Chad's going to take his thumb. He's going to start towards his opposite pocket. He's going to imagine like he's taking his sword out. As he does that, he's going to rotate and lead the charge. Rotate his thumb back towards the floor as he comes up. All right? As he comes back down, thumb rotates back towards his hip. Go ahead and do a couple of those on your own, Chad. So notice how he rotates, comes all the way up. Again, if you have pain with this, you're only going within a pain-free range of motion. So if Chad has pain, he can stop right here. He can come up, rotate, and if he has pain all the way at the top, he can stop right there before he hits his pain, okay? And we're gonna make this one a little more difficult with the band. So go ahead, hold that band in your left hand. Yep. So you're gonna hold the band in the opposite hand by your hip. You're gonna wrap that band around your hand, and then as you come up and rotate, you'll notice Chad will start getting some resistance through that band as he comes back up. And then nice and slow on the way back in. Rotate and back in. Okay. Nicely done, Chad. Good. So that's exercise number 4. And to progress this, you can stand up and do the same thing. Go ahead, stand up. So same thing, you're gonna hold that band in at your hip, thumb in towards your hip. Now we're gonna lead the charge, raise that up. Notice again, his shoulder stays away from his ear. As he comes up, his shoulder blade is engaged. And then back in, and he's rotating back down. Good? Perfect. All right, that's number 4. All right, our last one here, let's do, go ahead and lie on your left side again. Let's give you your block. So this 5th one here, the piece laying down, if you are having shoulder pain, or if you find that when you go to raise your arm, you kind of hike your shoulder up, that's where this one will come into play. So you're going to start on your side with your affected shoulder up. Go ahead and relax. So this arm will be down at your side, and all you're going to do from here, keep a nice straight elbow. You're going to reach that arm, keep that thumb forward. You're going to reach that arm up in front of your body, and you're only going to go as high as you feel comfortable, right? So if Chad hits pain right here, that's where we're going to stop, and then he's coming back down. Now this version of this exercise is if you have pain when you're standing and raise your arm, or if you find yourself having what we call a shoulder hike. If you go to raise your arm when you're standing and your shoulder creeps up on towards your ear, all right? If you don't have that, go ahead and stand up. You're gonna do this version. So we're gonna have Chad standing, thumbs at your side, we're gonna do scap, right? Thumbs are gonna be up, shoulder blades gently engaged, looking straight ahead. Good, and you're gonna raise both arms up at a 45 degree. At a 45 degree angle, he's gonna raise both arms up to shoulder height. This is gonna be a rotator cuff exercise, and then back down. Now to progress this one, you can add weights. Again, starting small weights, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, as you work through your sets and reps, and then you can increase the weight as they get easier. Good, relax. Good, so those are 5 shoulder exercises that you can do along with some of their progressions to combat shoulder pain, or to help reduce your chances of getting any rotator cuff injuries.